Jo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer neuen Folge von Let's Play Genshin Impact. Wir machen heute weiter mit dem Archontenauftrag. Oh mein Gott. Der neuesten Story-Erweiterung quasi. Ich weiß nicht, ob ich den Ruinenwächter tatsächlich besiegen muss. Aber die standen gerade um den herum. Falls er sich überhaupt aktiviert. Genau. Und ja, wir machen weiter. Wir sollen ja die Spuren des Ordens des Abgrunds untersuchen. Und dann wahrscheinlich wieder dein Slave berichten. Muss ich mal an ein Slave denken, aber das ist was ganz anderes. Aber naja, ist ja echt literales Band. Also von der Aussprache her. Oh.
Those abyss mages just now. Were they trying to ambush us?
No. They were just digging through these abandoned ruin guards looking for something of value.
Oh, is that so? The traveler here seems to like doing that a lot too. Looking for chaos devices, chaos circuits, you know, that kind of stuff.
Das sind ganz wichtige Materialien.
They wouldn't be searching for such ordinary objects. In fact, I was nearby investigating precisely because abyss mages often come out from that ruin to explore. They seem to be searching the remains of ruin guards for a certain valuable object to take back to the ruins. However, they look disappointed, so it would seem they haven't found it yet.
Well then, why didn't you grab one of them just now and ask what they were up to?
Meister Diluc hat das schon mal gemacht.
I certainly don't mean to be merciful towards these monsters of the abyss. But I have a feeling that their plan with this object is of major importance to the entire Abyss Order. One cannot discover the truth behind it through interrogation. Or rather, these Abyss mages likely fear something else, much more than they do a painful interrogation.
Hat das also mit dem zu tun, was wir in den Ruinen sahen?
Hyman is getting goosebumps thinking about all of this.
All right. We shouldn't waste too much time here. Let's continue our search.
Oh, das ist da, wo wir letztens erst die Quest gemacht haben. Nice. Bin mal gespannt, wie lange es dauert. Bisher waren es so ungefähr 20 Minuten effektiv. Das, was wir vorletztes Mal gemacht haben. Ich denke nicht, dass es sehr viel länger sein wird diesmal. Oh, wow. Warum sind es immer Eis, oder Kryo und Hydro? Das ist die bescheuertste Kombo von den Abgrundmagiern. Mein gut, es gibt nur einen weiteren, aber trotzdem. Immer dasselbe mit denen. Noch nicht mal den Schild von Meine zerstört. Ah, come on, man.
This is order.
Ist das der letzte? Yeah.
Wow, besides the Abyss Order, Ruin Guards sure are active around here. Seems wherever we find an Abyss Mage hideout, there's often a bunch of Ruin Guards roaming around too. Is that just a coincidence? Or...
There are no coincidences in the world. Everything is the fruit of seeds planted long ago. Just like your appearance in that tavern. Time is just waiting for those seeds to sprout.
Aber ich habe nur nicht Zufall von dir erfahren.
Forget it. Just some needless musings. The connection between the Abyss Order and the Ruin Guards is by no means incidental. Rather, they are both branches that have grown out and up from the same roots below.
branches? Roots? What do you mean exactly?
Both originate from an ancient nation that was destroyed 500 years ago. Khaenri'ah.
Huh? cards are left over from after the destruction of that nation? Oh, speaking of Conria, that's really a super ancient name. Oh, right. As your guide, Paimon should explain a bit here. A long time ago, the nation of Conria was...
Ich kenne die Candria.
Huh?
Kenne ich nicht. Weil ich Erinnerungen an die Candria habe.
You have memories of being there. But that nation was destroyed 500 years ago.
Is that so? Well, everyone has their secrets. You did not pry into mine, so I shall not pry into yours. But, if you would like to tell me, I will listen. So, the Conria you saw, what was it like?
Ich kann es nicht länger vor ihm verbergen. 13 erzählt dann von dem Flammenmeer, das sie vor 500 Jahren gesehen haben und...
So that's the complete story, huh? Paimon thought that you ran into that unknown god first.
I see. So your first memory after coming to this world was being awoken by your sister from within that meteorite.
It seems your sister woke up first. But the question is, how long before you?
And then your sister told you that the destruction of Conria plunged the whole world into chaos, and that you two should leave this world called Tevat?
The destruction of Conria? She said that?
Das habe ich zu der Zeit gehört.
That destruction you witnessed, that's history from 500 years ago. It seems the first time you awoke in this world was indeed during that period.
Huh. So your sister must have understood this world better than you did, because she woke up first.
And it was shortly after that that you encountered an unknown god who blocked your path, so you couldn't escape.
Oh, Paimon knows this part really well.
I understand. When you awoke at that time and hurriedly tried to leave for another world, you didn't know anything about Conria. But now, since you have come to gain some understanding of Tevat, you are able to guess that the war you witnessed all those years ago must be the war that ended Conria. Am I right?
Ah, if that's the case, you must have been flipping through all sorts of books during our adventure these past few months. Before going to Mondstadt, you had just looked at some vague materials. Later, we managed to gather a whole bunch of old books from all around Mondstadt and Liyue, but you told Paimon they were useless. So, the whole time you were just trying to learn more about Conria, so you could find your sister?
Das ist die zweitbeste Spur nach der Suche nach den 7.
Oh, yeah. You can travel around the 7 nations to find the 7. But where can you go to find a nation that was destroyed 500 years ago?
I probably know more about Conria than both of you. Conria was a nation without a god. Not because it had a god that died or abandoned them, but because it never had a god to begin with. It was a powerful nation, built purely by humans. An unprecedented, flourishing, and glorious civilization. It was the pride of humankind.
A nation without a god?
Later events unfolded just as you remember. It was all destroyed by gods.
You mean that...
500 years ago, the gods descended upon the world and brought desolation to Conria. The pride of humankind was uprooted and crushed, like a weed removed from the garden of the gods.
How could that be? The history books don't say anything about that.
Was für eine gefährliche Welt. Ich muss mich beeilen und meine Schwester finden.
Yes, well, continuing to discuss the past now will only dampen our spirits.
Aber wenn ich das nächste Mal Venti oder Zhongli sehe...
Let's keep moving. I will tell you more of what you want to know as we continue our search.
Sounds good to me, brother. Huh. Very interesting.
Every journey
Very,
has its
very
final
interesting,
phase.
das Ganze.
Don't rush.
Oh, was ist das denn? Ach so, lol. Ich wollte schon sagen, es ist nichts passiert. Oh, hier war ich anscheinend schon ewig nicht mehr. Ist das jetzt nicht mehr aktiv? Doch. Aber... Gibt es noch einen dritten, oder was? Hier vielleicht? Ja. Schon besser. Oh, sogar... Ah. What? Ja, moin. Übertreiben Sie es gleich mit den Gegnern.
Let me amuse myself. Let the show be... Over here.
Uff. Der eine ist unsichtbar und die andere teleportiert sich immer wieder. Cool. Aber jetzt habe ich sie beide. Dude. Oh ne, ich hab nicht getroffen, RIP. Oh, die hat was Nices gedroppt. Sehr gut.
By royalty, take this.
Ich bin, by the way, so ready für die nächste Gebetsaktion. Ich bin so ready. Ich hoffe, Ganyu kommt wieder. Ich weiß auch nicht die Reihenfolge. Ich glaube, als nächstes kommt Zhongli. Wenn sie es nach der gleichen Reihenfolge machen. Nachdem die Helden released wurden. Oder halt ein neuer Held. Je nachdem. ...230 Meter? Damn. Oh, da hinten sind die... Das ist die Quest hier. Die 9 Säulen des Friedens. Wo ist das nochmal? Das muss ich mir eigentlich mal markieren. Das ist... im Sichuan-Hang. Vorm Sichuan-Hang. Beziehungsweise, nee, es ist der Sichuan-Hang. Okay, hier sind noch 2 Truhen leider. Ich fürchte, die müssen wir uns holen. Schaffe ich das noch? Yes. Nice. Aber es liegt ja eh auf dem Weg, also von dem her. Posture. Wie ist Posture so? Nice. Oh. Kohlapis ist nie schlecht, wenn man findet nebenbei. Und dann war die andere Truhe noch hier unten, oder? Ah ne, da drüben. Also das ist doch ein Abgrundmagier, den man gerne tötet. Mit Feier. Leute, der Typ hat mich ja noch nicht mal bemerkt, what the hell. Brain AFK. Oh, das war's eh schon. Nice. Alright. Sehr gut. Es gibt ja nichts Geileres, als irgendwo hinzugehen und noch Truhen zu finden, die man noch nicht gefarmt hat. Das ist wirklich das Beste.
More ruin guards and abyss mages. Dane was just saying how these ancient machines are from Conria. So, did Conria have a lot of ruins that needed to be guarded?
No. Ruin Guard is the name modern people have given these machines. No one called them that 500 years ago. These Ruin Guards were known as Field Tillers by the people of Conria.
Field tillers? What a strange name.
Waren sie Agrarmaschinen?
It's not like you think. Field Tiller was just a code name. The people of Conria like to give code names to their weapons. The land is not to be tilled with farming tools, but rather is to be fought for with steel and blood. This is how the Field Tiller came about.
Fought for with with steel and blood. Well, that's an interesting way of understanding tilling. Paimon doesn't think it's a very positive interpretation.
After the destruction of Kanya, these masterless field tillers went completely out of control. They wandered aimlessly over the centuries, gradually spreading to every corner of Teyvat. Perhaps resonating with the sorrow of other civilizations lost to time, they found their way to various ruins across the land, where they lie dormant.
That sounds so sad.
500 Jahre lang ziellos herumwandern.
Once you understand more, those details won't mean much to you. But no matter their past, all that remains of them now is the danger they pose. So destroy them all.
What? Toxic. Ach, ja, wenigstens mal kein Hydromagier, Alter. Hat er nur 500.000 Jahre gedauert. Oh, ja, aber diesmal wird der Ruinengard dafür active. Ist nicht unbedingt sehr viel besser, leider. Was zum Teufel, habe ich den nicht getroffen? Ist so unfair, wenn man die Ultimate macht, dodgt man automatisch den Angriff. Obwohl man eigentlich voll erwischt wird. Aber gut, das ist ja nur ein NPC-Gegner. Und, ja, keine Ahnung. Das war schon immer so. Ich denke nicht, dass das ein Bug ist. Ich glaube, das ist einfach so. Also.
Huh? This abyss base dropped a talisman. Could it be a communication of some kind?
This talisman seems connected to the Abyss Herald. But why would an Abyss Mage be carrying it? Perhaps it really does contain information about their operation.
But Paimon can't read the writing on it. Is that the script of Conria?
Engulf the faith of an enemy in flame, and bring glory to Her Highness the Princess.
What? Is that what it says?
Loom of Fate initial operation. The Abyss, seem to be carrying out a large operation. The keyword here is Loom of Fate. It seems like they are still launching the operation, or rather, are still conducting preliminary tests.
Loom of Fate? What's that? Is it literally a fate-weaving machine?
Hat das mit der umgedrehten Statue zu tun?
From the horrible feeling Paimon's been getting, those eerie ruins are super likely to be related to this fate-weaving operation. So, Dane, what message does this talisman contain?
I'm reading it now. An ambitious operation. But some parts are difficult to understand.
How so?
In short, the first phase of the plan is related to Osial, Overlord of the Vortex.
The Overlord of the Vortex? You mean that god in the ocean?
Wir konnten ihn letztes Mal nicht zerstören.
What do they want with Osial?
Ist es dasselbe wie bei Dvalin?
I know of your past heroics regarding Dvalin, and I also know of the Abyss Order's role in the Storm Terror incident. Though you may not have been aware of it at the time, you were thwarting an Abyss Order operation similar to this one.
Last time it was Venti's old friend. This time it's a huge ancient god. The Abyss Order keeps setting their sights higher and higher. Will the Abyss Order use their lies and dark magic to corrupt Osial, just as they did Dvalin?
No. From the contents of the talisman, this operation goes one step further. They won't just corrupt Osial's mind. They also plan to use the ancient technology behind the field tillers to completely transform Osial's body.
Is that even possible? So wait, The Abyss Order wants to make some sort of cybernetic squid god of mass destruction?
Diese Spitznamen werden ständig länger.
Very few people today truly understand the civilization of Khaenri'ah. Though, of course, the accuracy of that understanding itself is difficult to judge. Only the Abyss Order has consistently sought out the remnants of Khaenri'ah. Despite being far from human, they seek out this lost human civilization quite persistently. The talisman's message states that they will use the defiled statue as a base, attaching Osial's limbs to construct a mechanized god. And the new core that shall replace the orb usually held by the Statue of the Seven is the eye of the very first field tiller.
The eye of the very first field tiller? Oh, Paimon gets it! All those Abyss mages are looking for the special eye, right?
It would seem so.
Finden wir das Auge vor ihnen.
This whole thing keeps getting more complicated. But basically, it all has to do with that eerie statue of the Seven we saw, right?
Yes. According to the talisman, the eye should be placed in the hands of the defiled statue, thereby imbuing the newly born god with the power to topple the divine thrones of Celestia.
Die göttlichen Throne stürzen.
Oh boy, the Abyss Order sure isn't holding back with this plan. Since no one knows where the first field tiller is, how about we take the information about the statue as the starting point for our investigation?
Diese Statue sieht ausgesehen wie der Anemo-Archon.
Yeah, that tone-deaf bard is too difficult to track down anyway. Let's go to the cathedral first and ask around. Maybe we'll learn something.
The cathedral.
Huh? What's the matter, Dane?
Nothing. Let's get moving.
Hausverbot oder was? 650 Abenteuer-LP? Das ist halt legit nichts. Naja, by the way, habe ich... Ja, stimmt, das habe ich noch gar nicht gesagt. Ich habe jetzt die Rodea in Rage, habe ich jetzt alles abgefarmt. Habe sogar einen Multiplayer gemacht, aber es ging tatsächlich nicht schneller, weil ich glaube, das Vieh hat im Multiplayer noch mehr HP. Also ich glaube, mein persönlicher Rekord war 3 Minuten 10. Und im Multiplayer haben wir auch eigentlich jedes Mal so rund 3 Minuten gebraucht. Apropos, da gab es gleich sogar eine Errungenschaft für. Hier, besiege gemeinsam mit anderen Spielern eine Okeanide. Yeah. Bei ja, Multiplayer könnte man krank Errungenschaften farmen, durch gerade mal 8%. Weil ich es immer nur bei den Aktionen, wo Multiplayer aktiviert war, gemacht habe.
A grandiose cathedral. The people of Mondstadt clearly spent a great deal of resources and energy to construct them.
Oh, hoppla.
But how aware of this was the Anemo Archon on receiving this gift? And how much did he give back in return?
Faith doesn't ask for anything in return, though. Does it?
As long as the gods have a clear conscience about it all, there's nothing I can say about it.
Shh! We're about to enter the cathedral! Don't say anything bad about the Animal Archon! And actually, the Animal Archon is... never mind!
I never specifically said I would enter the cathedral. I'll leave you two to mingle with the sisters.
Huh?
Wir haben sonst alles gemeinsam gemacht. Das
You
stimmt
are the
nicht.
honorary knight of Mondstadt. They will surely allow you to poke into these affairs with their utmost trust. Having me tag along would only make them suspicious.
Weil sie dich nicht kennen?
Correct. And just as our little friend said, I might say something bad about the church at any time. When a non-believer steps onto holy ground, the result is never pretty. I have never received the favor of the gods in the past. I don't see any reason I would need it now, or in the future either. That's enough about that. While we've been chit-chatting, the Abyss Order continues to act.
Okay, then we'll just go in ourselves and ask around.
I should warn you about one thing. Don't go mentioning the defiled statue inside the cathedral. The Church of Favonius wouldn't ignore the matter of the statue. But if they rashly tried anything against the Abyss Order, it would only ruin whatever element of surprise we may have. Also, meddling in the affairs of the Abyss usually doesn't end well for anyone.
True? Das ist true. Ja, mal gucken, ob danach noch eine Folgequest kommt. Aber ich riech's jetzt schon. Dann höre ich dann genau auf. Und dann ist es noch irgendwie so, töte 5 Typen und dann ist es vorbei. Und dann muss man wieder 2 Monate warten, bis es weitergeht.
Honorary Knight. Hi, how have you been? Do you need anything today? But I should first make it clear that if you need to borrow the Holy Lyre Derhamel again, we cannot oblige.
It seems she hasn't realized it's just an illusion. Oh, we're here to ask some questions about something. Barbara, have you heard about the first field tiller?
What's that? Field tiller. What does it do?
Of course you wouldn't know anything about that. Okay, next question. Has the church ever lost a statue of the Seven?
Huh? You're here to ask about that old story? Well, I didn't expect that. That was such a long time ago, barely anyone mentions it nowadays. A long time ago, there was indeed one statue of the Seven that disappeared one night without a trace. Nearly every member of the church joined the search for it, but it was never found. In the church's records, as you might assume, this incident has been called the Lost Statue of the Seven.
Of course!
Of course?
Nothing? So do you have any other clues? Paimon means any other strange stories? Sorry, Barbara, but we can't tell you about the statue we saw just yet. Like Dane said outside, it's for your own good.
Other strange stories? I'm not sure. Let me think about what other unusual incidents are in the church's records. Oh, the Tyrant's Final Fury? No, that's from another time. Probably unrelated.
The Tyrant's Final Fury?
Oh, this refers to a time of great danger that engulfed Old Mondstadt, the place now known as Storm Terror's lair. Many, many years ago, there was a time when balls of fire would rain from the sky whenever anyone approached Old Mondstadt.
Balls of fire raining from the sky? How terrifying!
People at that time believed it was a curse laid down by the god of storms, so they referred to it as the Tyrant's Final Fury. This strange phenomenon continued for about a year. No one was ever able to solve it. It just gradually ceased on its own.
So bizarre.
Right. Later, the theory of the Tyrant's Final Fury became less probable in the eyes of the church. Common reasoning dictates that the god of storms wouldn't shoot fireballs. Perhaps it was something else that caused the disaster. Anyway, this incident might not be related to the lost statue of the Seven, but I just can't think of any other strange incidents that might be.
It's okay. Thanks anyway.
There's that pointless word, thank you, again. I can never get used to hearing it.
Oh,
Toxic.
Rosaria, it's you.
If you're looking for the Knights of Favonius, they're busy with those monsters again.
Those monsters?
Those monsters that tried to attack Mondstadt last time during the Storm Terror incident?
Wasn't that the Abyss Order? They're at it again?
Indeed. They're gathering in Wolvendom, causing great unrest among the wolves. Could it be that the Abyss Order is targeting the spirit of Lupus Boreas? As for what purpose, I can't say for certain. Master Jean has already headed off to Wolvendom. I must also begin to make a move myself.
Then I will go as well.
Master Jean said you should stay at the church and continue your work with the clergy.
But you're also a member of the clergy.
Mach dir keine Sorgen, ich werde dir auch helfen.
Right. We'll go give Master Jean a hand.
Oh, okay. If the honorary knight will be there, then... But please, everyone, be careful. May the animal Archon protect you all.
Alright. Dann würde ich tatsächlich sagen, machen wir doch nächstes Mal weiter. Weil das klingt nicht so, als wären wir kurz vor Schluss tatsächlich, überraschenderweise. Und damit, thanks for watching. Würde mich mit einem Like, Kommentar und Abo von euch freuen. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao, ciao.